John, you started, you're the brain behind the Heirloom Collective.
Yes.
Explain the process and explain the reasons why.
So essentially, there were a number of kicks that got me into this headspace. The one is the internet in South Africa is not creating success stories for South Africans. And essentially, the algorithms that Facebook is using, the way that a South African is operating in that field, it is not enabling, and we as artists need to look at how Facebook wants us to work with Facebook. So Facebook has a lot of bullshit filters that it detects by your behavior how full of shit you are. And most artists get put in the same category as somebody who is impassioned about the lesser spotted leopard toad. And people who are ranting about just the same thing all the time. So Facebook kind of turns down the volume on this. But artists are talking about art. So it should get out there. But unfortunately the algorithm puts us in the same category as just a ranting, raving other person. And so essentially I wanted to draw a group of people together that we can create a think tank to work out how to create the American style successes here in South Africa. The internet is a very powerful tool, but like every tool you have to know how to use it. So that was a very big factor, was that Facebook was failing us, and it wasn't Facebook's fault, it was really how we are engaging. The second motivation was there were a lot of opportunities coming my way, and too many for me to personally access. So technology does help. For instance, my show in Sweden, I was there via Skype, which is beautiful. You know, technology is really filling the gap. However, still, it would have been great if I could have said to somebody in a group, I can't be at this event, we've got the funding for a ticket to go, who of you wants to go
Represent
the group? And by collectivizing this, you are enabling a feeder system. So people are trusting the discretion of somebody who's really good at one thing. You know, porcelain is radically different to the rest of art. So people trust my opinion because there isn't any self-interest because I'm not engaging in that kind of art. So there's a fairness that I bring to the table. And I think also I have a natural enthusiasm. I love people. And then the third reason for creating it is I get invited to lecture entrepreneurship at UCT. And I wanted to create a control group for testing some economic theories for a lecture. These lectures I stand up and I explain the reason why my art is a business and the fundamentals of why somebody chooses to buy this object, which is so radically different, and what the emotional triggers are in the work. My work is very much about honesty. And by creating a collective of artists and essentially saying to them, this is my strategy, this is how I've been doing it, I create proof that my theories of how one is succeeding, because a theory is no good if it only works for one individual. You need to actually see the success for a whole number of individuals before you can say, this is entrepreneurial gospel, so to say. So, yeah, and I love the fact that you can make a radical change in people's careers just by simply saying to somebody, hey, you whip out your camera, I really like this artwork, I'm going to publicly say on the internet that I endorse the talent of this artist. In fact, just last night in the pub, there was an artwork that came off the wall that was being sold, and I said to the person buying it, I said, you know, I'm quite a well-known artist, I do a lot of video blogging. Please just do a little video with me interviewing you why you bought this artwork, so that the artist doesn't just go, hey, you got a sale. They hear, hey, you got a sale.
Because.
And there's a video of the person who bought it. This is why they bought it. And there's John Bauer interviewing this person. And he loves the work too. And he's giving you a double thumbs up. And he feels that you're going to go places. And that's what we're trying to create. We're trying to create content, and meaning is far more important than the money. And essentially meaning.
That brings me to the question.
You want to pause?